So many
Part
castles
2
in
of my
Ireland.
Ireland trip. Beautiful and magical looking. Just the end of the fairy garden clip, and then we'll go on.
Ancient ruins. I loved the brick walls that lined the farmlands all across the countryside. They were built specially in ways that allowed the wind to get through so that the stones standing up top of one another would not topple in the winds after all the years that go by. And then there was the nightlife all over Ireland. I enjoyed the evening. It was so awesome to see the moon wherever I went. It reminded me I wasn't far away from home. The streets were peaceful, really lovely. They felt good. They felt safe. I never felt unsafe there. I've met friends from all over the world. We traveled around, had drinks together. Say hi! Hi! That was a fun night. Lots of Guinness, Jameson.
My baby don't care for, you don't care for cars and races. My baby don't care for, you don't care for.
And this is a guy hanging to see how long he can hang there. There's a contest. Rugby, very big. We walked into a bar on rugby night, and this is what you saw: the backs of people. One of the funniest things was the announcer on the rugby on the TV said, "It's really hard when the infants are lying on the ground." Cobblestone streets, except when I was dragging my luggage across them. I'm gonna pack half next trip of what I packed. That was one of my friends that I met, and we went out. She was from Spain. I hung out with people from all over the world. Poland, France.
Over the years, it was adapted then into
This was a traditional Irish drum called a barron. It was originally used in war.
And there used to be a bar going across. Some of them still have bars going across when you're holding them, but now we use our left hand on the back of the skin to get different tones and sounds from the barrel itself. So it's known now as the rhythm or the pulse of Irish music. And if you are here for a while, you'll be in some session. There used to be a bar going across. Some of them still have bars going across when you're holding them, but now we use our left hand on the back of the skin to get different tones and sounds from the barrel itself.
having some Guinness bread. Guinness bread. Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
So I went out more and more at night, had more fun, learned how to exchange British pounds or euros depending on where it was at. Oh my gosh, those 3 glasses are stacked. You were just balancing. That bartender just was able to balance beer glasses while he was waiting for the foam to die down. This was one of my favorite bands. It was called A Session. People just come and get together and start to play. I loved listening to them. One of my favorite moments was when the drummer looked over at the flutist who began to play on her own to begin one of the songs, and he said, "Go ahead, Mary. We'll look after ya." It was so lovely. And then another night, a band was playing at a bar, and they were doing a session. So nice to listen to. Then it got really wild. It was a perfect night. Did I dance? People want to know. Oh, yes. I didn't do a fairy reel or a jig. I did my own. I got to go to the Titanic Museum. The Titanic was built in Belfast, and it was such an excellent experience. It was designed so that you would really experience being on the Titanic, or while it was being built, or while it was sinking. This is the slip where it was built. This was part of the experience. There was kind of like a 3D sort of movie room. I think I wasn't supposed to film, but I had to take a few clips of this iconic part. As the smart ship grew in stature, grace, and hue, in the shadowy, silent distance, the iceberg grew too. This was the Book of Kells Museum. The Book of Kells is an ancient manuscript. You can see the beautiful colors there, the classic lettering. Anyway, it was an incredible museum. Reminded me of like Harry Potter movies or something. This is downtown, one of the small towns that I shopped in with friends one day. It was outside of Belfast, actually. I saw all sorts of beautiful buildings and structures. This is the oldest bar, I think. And I believe this was near Belfast as well, right here. So back in the 60s, all the way up to 2000, there were the Troubles in Belfast, in Northern Ireland. The Troubles throughout all Ireland, but a lot of the violence took place near Belfast in Northern Ireland. I really didn't know much about it. I did a little bit of research on YouTube when I got home and found just wow. It was really a violent time. This was a church that I visited, an old church. There were lots of those. This was actually on the west coast of Ireland, right? This particular place I visited. And in Dublin as well. So I traveled to 3 different cities. I saw Game of Thrones film locations.
Right, and that was them. There's a bunch of other tourists, and voila.
Okay, remember in Game of Thrones, and Arya's going down
Road.
in a wagon, and she's in the back of a wagon, and anyway, this is one of the scenes. Really beautiful. This was Giant's Causeway in Northern Ireland, outside of Belfast. Very, very windy, gorgeous. The rocks are kind of octagonal. They're shaped that way because of how they cooled after a lava flow. I don't know how long ago, probably millions of years, I'm not sure, but they have this really odd shape. Northern Ireland is gorgeous. They used British pound sterling up there as opposed to euros in all the rest of Ireland. This location was where, again, Game of Thrones, Arya comes out of the water. She had an attempt on her life, and she comes out through that little place there. She swims up to it and walks out. So who knew, but Ireland's biggest, oh, there it is. That's where she walks out. So second to agriculture, film locations are the way that is the second largest. Oh, I can't even think of the name. You know how the country makes money. All right, so now I had taken a bus to Galway on the